Hello everyone, a warm greeting of a day. Welcome to another value series episode from Perspective Training Institute. I'm your trainer, mentor, coach, a founder of Perspective Training Institute. Today, I'm going to share with you an interesting incident that happened with me yesterday. Yeah, I been to a bank and I was asking for what's the best investment plan that the bank have as on today. And I told them that I have a lump sum of money wherein I want to put into a bank, and then I want to have a residual income. So I was just checking on what's a passive source of income a bank gives as on today. So I went to one of the bank, and the branch head there started talking me about a smart wealth plan. He was started talking about a wealth creation and how can I create a legacy for my family. Okay, so he started talking about a plan wherein he said probably I can invest, let's say, an annually a lakh rupee. Okay, so I need to keep on investing that money for another 10 years. So I'll be totally investing 10 lakhs rupees. And then 11th year would be a cooling period. And then after that 11th year, for the next 25 years from that point on, I would be getting back 1 lakh rupees a year. Doesn't that sound interesting? So I paid 10 lakhs, I'm going to get back 25 lakhs plus whatever 10 lakhs I have invested in the initial 10 years, I'm going to get it back at the maturity. So I'm going to get it back my 10 lakhs rupees, I'm going to get 25 lakhs rupees. So the total returns that I'm going to get is like 35 lakhs. So he was started explaining me if I increase the capital, like if I put 15 lakhs rupees or 10 lakhs rupees for a simplicity of calculation, I'll take 10 lakhs rupees. So if I put 10 lakhs rupees, so I keep on investing a crore rupees in the next span of 10 years, and then I would be getting back 2.5 crores, in an yearly installment or yearly payout from a bank. And then at the end of, the maturity of this plan, I would get back the initial 1 crore rupees that I've invested. So I'm going to get back total 3.5 crore. Sounds an interesting plan, isn't it? And the bank manager was talking and telling that this is the best plan that they are selling like a hot cake. Okay, now it sounded interesting, and then I thought, okay, yeah, looks good on paper. So I thought, let me have a deeper look in what banks provide. And here is my analysis. I want to give it to my students, to my viewers, like how this whole system works. So let me get back to my screen and I'll share something for you. So this is the smart wealth plan. Like this is what I've explained to you so far. It's like if you keep investing, so this is for simplicity, I've taken 1 lakh as an example. So if you keep on investing 1 lakh rupees, let's say from 2020 on, okay, and then 10 lakhs rupees by 2029, and then 11th year would be a cooling period. So there is no payout, no amount you are investing, and then the bank is also not giving you any money back. And then from 12th year onwards, for the next 25 years, okay, you're gonna get back 1 lakh rupees each. Actually the amount was little lesser than 1 lakh rupees, but for the simplicity of calculation I have taken this. Now what I was checking, what I wanted to show you is, so what's the total value of money with the bank, every year on year, what's the money bank have. And that's what I was considering. So what I considered here is the rate of return. So let's say 15% rate of return, what bank would make at the end of, you know at the end of first year. So ultimately, we have invested a lakh rupee plus 15%, or let's say I'm not take 15%, I'll just simply take 10%, because that's what bank would be easily making out of any money that they have put. you know. So if I calculate with 10%, so it's like 1 lakh rupees invested, and the 10% on top of that is 110, right? What would happen next year would be this 110, okay, plus the additional 1 lakh that you're going to pay in that year. So the total of 210, and then you will be getting 10%, or the bank would be making 10% out of it. So which would be like 2 lakh, 31,000. So now from that year on, every time the bank would have, because this is the deposited money with the bank, or the bank has that money with whatever money principal amount that you have paid plus the interest bank have generated out of that money. Now that total sum plus an incoming premium that you would be putting every year on year, so that's the money bank gonna make. And every year till this point in time is what the pure interest the bank would be generated. So let's say, for example, by the end of 11th year, you would have put 10 lakhs rupees with the bank, and bank would have generated 19 lakhs rupees out of that, considering 10% of interest rate or 10% of investment. Sorry, the return of investment the bank is making on top of your money, right? Now, from the next year onwards is, bank would be making money plus, bank have to pay you out. So there is a payout I have added here. Till that time there is no payout to a customer, but now there is a payout. Now every year onwards, bank, so there is no incoming to a bank now, right? But whatever money you have, or the money bank have generated over a period of time, interest would keep on coming on that. So bank would be generated, I'm considering here, a 10% rate of return. Okay, and then there is a fixed payout that bank's gonna make to you. Now if I go it for another 25 years with the same thing, the results become astonishing. So let's say, for example, if I go at the end, here typically the bank would be making with a 10% rate of return would be 1.1 crore. That's after payout to you. Now in the span of 36 years, okay, 10 years your payout, 11th year cooling period, next 25 years the bank is paying out to you. Now in this a span of 36 years, bank made 1.1 crore out of your money. Isn't that interesting? Now if you see here, what's the payout at maturity you are getting? So payout at maturity from your side would be 10 lakhs rupees. Then the regular interval payout that you had, because of that you would get 25 lakhs rupees over 25 years of payout. And the total money earned by you, as a customer, if you see, the total money earned by you would be 35 lakhs, right? But the total money earned by the bank on your capital would be somewhere around 1.1 crore. And imagine, I'm only considering 10% rate of return. Now I'm damn sure that bank is not going to make only 10%. They're going to make somewhere in between 12 to 15%. So with the 10% rate of return, bank is going to make 1.1 CR. If I consider 12% rate of return, they're going to make 2.5 CR, close to 2.5. Right? And if I consider 15%, sorry for that, if I consider 15%, I'm gonna make 6.7 crore out of your money. How much you made? Because you opted for a guaranteed plan, and irrespective of the rate of return on your investment, you gonna make 35 lakhs only. 10 lakhs after 36 years, or after 25 years after you fully pay out, right? And those 25 lakhs, so 10 lakhs at the end and 25 lakhs in an interim basis, wherein you are having payout, that's when you're gonna get money. But the bank is investing your money and making the huge out of it. Now imagine I'm only considering 15%. Okay, let's not go beyond that, otherwise you would completely go out of your mind. But then this is what has happened. And this plan, or typically these kind of annuity plans, get sold in a market like a cake. Okay, there are too many buyers for it, because what first thing that gets to your mind when you hear such kind of thing is you're only investing 10 lakhs rupees, you're getting 25 lakhs out in the next 25 years. So it's an It's a guaranteed return, and that's the word that they will tell you, guaranteed. It's always a guaranteed return they trust on and ask you to buy for a plan. And that's what guarantee gives you back. Isn't that interesting? So a guaranteed is only 35 lakhs, but a bank is taking a little bit of risk because making 15% or 12% out of investment is not that a big deal. So bank is taking a little bit of risk and making huge out of your own money. Right? Now, typically, why this kind of situation happen? I have something also to share with you in that regards. Let me share that. Typically, why these things happen? You know, First and foremost thing, the reason this happens is we don't have financial literacy. We don't have a financial background or financial education. I'm not talking about MBA in finance. Even the MBA in finance doesn't know how to make things work and get 15 to 20% return. Most of the MBAs don't. There might be few, but most of them don't even know how to make 15 to 20% return out of the investment. So when we talk about people with an MBAs don't have that level of literacy, think about an average people. Yeah. So there's very poor financial literacy, the financial education. And the worst part of that is we never go out and look for an option which can literate you financially. That's the thing I wanted to tell you in my last video, because you don't even know that you don't know. There are things that are there which needs an exploration. You need to expand your bandwidth of knowing. But if you expand, if you get the right knowledge, if you can make 15% annual rate of return for yourself, you can make big thing out of your own money. It's just that we are giving our money to somebody else just with, with that guaranteed return thing, because we want certain kind of guarantee. And that's a problem, because we have that security mindset. We want security, and that kills most of the time, because there is nothing called security. There's no such thing exist, honestly speaking. Okay, if you want to achieve something big in life, you need to take that calculated risk. I'm not saying about the blind risk. I'll cover that this topic in some of my videos later, but you always need to take a calculated risk. Okay, but this security mindset is always hold us back, and that's the reason most of the time we don't grow, and with our own money somebody else grows, just because we have this short-sighted vision. We always look out for the linear growth, or our mind only understands linear growth. The mind doesn't understand compounding. We have not trained our mind enough to understand compounding. It's not get wired in here. And that's the reason we struggle a bit financially, because if you understand the concept of compounding, if you implement in your own life, you will fly financially. That only one thing can make you fly. That's the thing. Sometimes even if you know few of the fundamentals, we struggle at this point. We have fear, committing ourselves towards our own success, because achieving something big in life needs a commitment, needs a discipline. And when this things kicks in, we started doubting our own self, and that's a problem. So we fear putting a commitment towards our own success. you know so I would say, in my thought process, and this is what I've been telling to you guys through all my communications, you know in this particular scenario, I want you to be a bank. You should have a mindset of a bank, not you should be a consumer of a banking product, but think like a bank. Think like how you can make big out of your own money. Now typically what bank is doing at the moment is taking your own money, giving you a very small pie of whatever they are making, and they are making most of the money out of it. They have the cash flows. Because let's say during this tenure, if you want your total money back, probably you won't get it. Okay, so you don't have the power to manage your cash flows, but they can manage their money well. Typically, you know if I put it bluntly, this is a typical example of a Ponzi scheme, wherein just money transaction happens. But we have a regulated system, and bank is an authorized entity who can do this. Okay, but typically this works like a Ponzi scheme. Like those are regulated and authorized entities doing it, so it's okay. But you and me can't do it likewise. But what I'm saying is, with a small thing or small steps you take towards your own financial success, you can achieve these big returns in your life. And this is where Perspective Training Institute help us, or help you, because we have a simple strategies, a simple method wherein you can generate a minimum of 30% of return on your investment. Isn't that great? You have seen with 15% it goes to 6.7 CR. If you multiply, if you make it like 30%, you would go out of your mind if you see that number. And that's what the power you have. It's just that you need that knowledge wherein you can generate 30% return for yourself, right? So, I would say, if you have this knowledge, rather than giving that 35 lakhs back to your next generation, that is what the Smart Wealth Plan also sells, that it's a continuous return to your family, and then it's a lump sum of money to create some sort of legacy to give to your next generation. But I would say, give a knowledge as a legacy. If you have the right financial knowledge, if you can pass it on to your next generation, trust me, you will make wealth for yourself, and your kid will make wealth for himself as well, himself or herself. So build a legacy of knowledge, wealth will definitely follow. Okay, so many people tell us, saying that when we are out of the education system, formal education system, the financial, the educational products that we have are very costly. Some people say that the products that are there, the teachers that are there, who can provide guidance or assistance on this, the programs are typically very costly. you know so have you realized, if you say the knowledge is costly, have you realized how costly the ignorance can be? So guys, I would say, get educated yourself. That's the reason Perspective Training Institute come up with a different income generation methodologies, wherein one of the module of our program is to help you in this dimension only, on today's topic, how to generate 30% of annual return for yourself. And we build a community so that it helps you to remain focused, remains committed to your success. And that's what we do. We just want to uplift everyone's knowledge, everyone's financial well-being. That's the core message that I wanted to give you. So guys, get yourself a right knowledge which can help you to build right wealth for yourself and for your next generation. Thank you so much.